Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited to be filming this video. As you can tell, this is our nursery, well, little boy's nursery tour slash reveal. I cannot believe that I'm like sitting in my son's nursery. If y'all have not followed along on our journey or like watched any other videos on my channel, we did IVF to get our little miracle. So it's been a long road to get here. I have obviously always dreamed of having a nursery and getting to like design and plan and shop for and organize a nursery. It's just like a dream of mine just like completely come true, and I'm so in love with it. You guys will see pretty much everything. I'm just gonna give you like a full reveal slash tour. Obviously you're getting like a little sneak peek here in this clip, but we designed this, well, I kind of came up with like the general concept before we even knew the gender, but we always knew we wanted to do a very gender neutral nursery, just so that for future babies, God willing, they can all use this nursery, and we'll just kind of like graduate kids out of this, and then they can get their own room and, you know, maybe do something a little more like specific to their tastes, or like a theme or something more girly or more boyish or whatever. But I wanted the nursery to kind of stay the same for all the kids, and like maybe just, you know, change things here or there to make it maybe a little bit more girly or a little bit more masculine depending on who's renting out the room at the current time. But I feel like that way I just don't have to like think of and plan and design a new nursery every time we have another kid. So this is definitely, I would consider, a fairly gender neutral nursery. However, once we found out we were having a boy, I feel like we kind of, not like decorated it more masculine, but I think it maybe leans slightly in that direction just with some of like the decor pieces. But I think kind of as a whole, it's definitely gender neutral, and a lot of the stuff that I picked out, or like my family helped me pick out, everyone decided on before we knew a gender. So it's not even like we had anything in mind when we chose it. So I think this could be a really good like inspiration possibly for those of y'all that are wanting to do a gender neutral nursery, or a boy nursery, or a girl nursery. Honestly, like it could go either way. If we were to have a girl at any point, there's like a couple of things I'd probably switch up, maybe like throw in a few little pink accents here or there, but it would definitely still work. And I am in love with it. This is like my favorite room in the entire house. I want to spend like as much time in here as possible all the time, even now, even before he's here, because it's very peaceful and serene, and I just love it. It's like just everything that like I kind of had a vision for, and then Ken just like made it happen. So I'm obsessed with this room. Hoping baby boy really loves it too. Obviously he's not even gonna live in here for a while. He's gonna sleep, you know, in the bassinet in our room for a while, but I just love that it all came together. And honestly, we finished this nursery by the time I believe I was like 18 weeks, which I know is very early, but I'm just a type A person. That's just who I am. But also this was like one of those things I really was excited about, and also kind of like wanted to check off so that I could, you know, focus on other stuff. We didn't rush by any means. I was just kind of on top of it. I made this like my full-time job, and I'm in love with it. So I'm gonna give you guys a full overview, and then I'm gonna do a separate video on my nursery organization. I have all the drawers kind of like organized a certain way and the closet organized a certain way, so I'm gonna do that as a separate video. It's 100% done. I really can't think of anything else that we would be like adding or taking away. It's ready in here, so I'm so excited to show you guys. I have been wanting to do this for so long, so I really hope that y'all enjoy. And without further ado, let me show y'all baby boy's nursery. All right, hopefully my cats don't try to make a run for it into the nursery and like distract this video, but here it is. So I'll go obviously more into detail and like bring you guys around, but here is just kind of a general overview. Oh my gosh, I just love it. So let me maybe go this way first. So obviously I just walked in, and like kind of to your left, here's the view. I feel like you couldn't see that when I first walked in. We kind of went for a sort of like a boho vibe, but also, I don't know, not super hardcore. Like there's not a ton of rattan and stuff like that, but we went with this really pretty, I love this wall color. It's like very neutral, maybe like a little bit coolish, but still gender neutral, and also just like easy to pair with. Like I feel like any kind of color scheme could go with like this kind of creamy beige type of color. And then over here is where we have the dresser, which actually his changing pad is gonna go on top of that dresser. I just like took it off kind of for the purposes of this video, but I'll show you all what that looks like as well. So I know the lighting's not amazing right now because I have the blinds shut just kind of like for privacy purposes, but when I kind of turn around, I'll open them so you can also get a little bit better view in the light. But this rug is like one of those things, kind of like I was saying, that's like maybe would seem a little bit masculine, but we honestly picked this before we knew the gender, and like I had a bunch of people weigh in and everyone picked this rug over like the 8 others that I had in mind. So even though it's kind of maybe masculine with the blue, there's also like, you know, kind of corally pink and yellow. So again, I feel like it's fun because it's kind of a little bit whimsical and not like rainbow, but sort of colorful, which I think makes it fun for a nursery, but also it's not like super kiddish. This isn't like marketed as a kid's rug or anything. That's also what I liked about this rug, is it has so many colors that you can kind of like pull out and match things with, and it's a really fun texture. It's like not fluffy but really soft, and it has the tassels on the end. I'm obsessed with this rug. I think it's so fun. And then this is the dresser that we got. This is actually from IKEA. I really liked that it kind of had the little like barrier on it, that it came that way. That's how it is. I didn't necessarily get it for that purpose, but I love that it has that. I think it sort of makes it look a little bit more like a kid's dresser. I also think it's perfect because when the changing pad is on this table, it's sort of nice that the edges sort of provide like a border to kind of keep it from like either sliding down or sliding against the wall. I just think it's kind of nice. Also keeps decor and stuff like that from being able to just like completely slide off. So again, this isn't marketed as like a kid's dresser, but I feel like it's really good for that. Like, you know, he obviously gets bigger. He can't like push this off. He can't just kind of knock over the edge or anything. Everything's kind of secured with this little border. These are not the drawer pulls that came with it. I got these from Hobby Lobby. Again, kind of like with the boho vibe. They're just like little sort of corded, like ropey rattan looking drawer pulls, and they kind of have like a brush sort of coppery brown metal detail, which again sort of matches the color scheme. So I love those drawer pulls. I think it just makes it way nicer looking than like the black ones it comes with. And then I just did a few like sprigs of pampas grass in the corner there. Those are from World Market. I believe the little vase is also from World Market. This sign I love. I think it's just so pretty. It's kind of simple. It just says love, obviously, in a bunch of different fonts, but I like the sage kind of like muted pastel-y green, and very like gender neutral, but also kind of whimsical and fun with the different fonts. And it's also kind of like a 3D, like it has some kind of texture to it, and the frame it's in is really pretty too. It's like a really nice deep brown. Again, definitely goes with the colors, and I thought it was nice placed over here because it's got the white writing, so it kind of ties into the white of the dresser. And then I just have a couple little decor pieces over here. Honestly, not sure how long these are gonna last with like a changing little pad right here. These are probably either gonna get kicked off or just get in the way. This little lamp is from Target, and then these little colored pencils, they kind of look like they're like made out of bark, and then they have the rope around them. Those are from World Market. I think they kind of add to the rusticy, I don't know, just kind of earthy tones that we have in here, but a little pop of color. And then I got this little, I don't even know, is this eucalyptus kind of looking in this little wicker basket. That's from Home Goods. And then this little corner, I just love, we just have the diaper pail over here because like I said, changing pad's gonna go there. This drawer is all like diapers and changing pad related products, so it made sense to have the diaper pail right here. And then these two little pieces on the wall here, my husband wasn't obsessed with them, but I love them. They're both from World Market as well. Kind of in like this gilded, as you can see, sort of has like the stamped texture to it. Kind of just a nice, simple gold. So I thought that was really pretty because that's just kind of like different phases of the moon. And then this one, again, sort of goes with the sort of rusticy, earthy, like boho kind of vibe. It has the like string that it hangs from and this really pretty piece, this really natural looking wood. And then it just has all those, like this came like this. I didn't have to assemble this or put this together. I feel like you could honestly kind of make something like this if you're crafty, but it just came with all these like ropes that have just like fun, very natural, rusticy looking beads. It has the monstera leaves, some kind of like bells at the bottom. The same gold, so it ties in really well with this little moon thing. It almost looks like a wind chime. Maybe that's kind of what it's supposed to be. And then underneath of it, I knew I wanted like a fairly big plant over here in this corner, but I didn't want to do a real plant because I feel like obviously having like dirt in a pot on a floor in a kid's room, toddler, like that's just asking for a mess. So this is fake. This is from Hobby Lobby. It's obviously just like a big giant palm. That little basket it's in is from Target. We have one of our security cameras plugged in here, so don't mind that cord. But this little sloth guy I thought was the cutest thing. I found that at HomeGoods, or no, Hallmark, and it just kind of looks like a sloth, I don't know, toy, but it's actually one of those like ring sets, you know, where like there's just a pole in the middle, and the sloth is basically 3 little stuffed animal little rings, so kids can obviously take those off and play with them and then stack it back up. So it's kind of like a kid's toy, but also I feel like it's sort of a decorative piece, and it's also just like very plush and soft. You'll kind of notice the theme of the room is obviously not sloths, but my son's life is gonna be sloth themed because I've gotten him so much sloth stuff, which you guys will see throughout this video, and then also in the organization video, his toys and his clothes are just sloth everything. But here is just kind of the overview of this side of the room. Oh, I love it. And then over here, I'll give y'all just a little look at these curtains. They're just like a very sheer curtain, as you can see, but they have some texture. It almost looks like little cotton balls, but it's just like, I don't know even how to describe this. It almost looks like there's like pulls in the fabric. It's just little, they're really, really soft. So I'm not exactly sure how you'd even describe that. These are from Target, I believe. And I got the really, they're super long. They're like 96 inches. And I also actually got this curtain rod from Target too. I just got one of those like pipe curtain rods. I liked the really dark, it's like a dark copper brown. So again, I thought it kind of went well with the walls. And I really like these curtains. I just like that they have some texture, but they're also just white and simple and neutral as well. And then kind of like switching over this way, this is the glider that we have, which I am so obsessed with because it is a glider plus a rocker plus a lounge like recliner all in one. So it like slides back and forth, it turns and it reclines, you know, so you can put your feet up and you can lay back. So it's like a 3-in-1, which is apparently actually kind of hard to find, believe it or not. I didn't see a lot of recliners or rockers or gliders that had that function. So I'm obsessed with it. I love the like oatmeal color. You can kind of see some like texture in the stitching. I think it's so pretty. And then this pillow on it is from HomeGoods. I love that color and it matches like perfectly with this little throw blanket that's also from HomeGoods. And then I just decided to put a little blanket basket over here. I'm not exactly sure if these are the blankets that are gonna necessarily stay here forever, but again, this basket is from like HomeGoods / Marshalls. I really like the colors of this one with like the white and the kind of, you know, neutral natural wood color, and the little like rope detail on it goes all the way from the bottom to the top, and it kind of creates little handles, but it's braided. So I thought that added some really fun texture. So most of these are baby blankets. That's like a full-size blanket. Those are all washed and ready to go. And then I purchased one of these kind of hangover lamp because I thought that would be really handy for whenever like we just need some light, either while I'm nursing, while I'm reading, like just an extra light in this room. We do have a new light fixture in the ceiling, which I'll show you, but I love how that could sort of like hide behind the chair, but also extend over and provide a little bit of extra light there. The lamp is from Amazon and it came with this really pretty, again, just very natural, has some like texture to it, as you can kind of see. It's very similar with the tones to the chair. And I love this little table setup. I keep going back and forth whether to have the table there or there and like the basket there or there. And I know like once he's actually sleeping in a crib, I'll have to make sure this table is like not within reach and doesn't have anything on it that he could like grab or anything like that. So this may or may not change at some point. I kind of keep going back and forth, but I love this little table. I got this on Amazon as well. It is so kind of simple, but really pretty. It's got the nice natural wood legs, a simple little white top, and I love this plant. Again, this is from HomeGoods. First of all, it is like the perfect green color, and I love, I don't know even like what exactly kind of plant this is supposed to be, but I love the shape and the good color, and I really love the little pot that it came in. Again, it has like that very kind of boho, like knitted, chunky look, and it's the exact like perfect colors that tie in with like, this is almost the exact color of the walls on the other side of the room, and then that cream color, I feel like it just ties in so well. And then this wall is like by far my favorite thing. I saw someone do their kids nursery in this kind of herringbone sort of print, and I thought it was so fun and so cool. So I showed Ken the idea and showed him like the little tutorial on how to do it. He totally brought it to life. It obviously doesn't look perfect, which is kind of the point. It's supposed to look kind of fun and like maybe like a kid did it or something. I think that's kind of what makes it so cute and just adds a lot of dimension. It sort of gives the wallpaper vibe without having to go through all the trouble. I was so terrified to do wallpaper. So we decided to do this, and I am obsessed with it. As you can probably tell, this wall is a different color than the rest of the walls. A little bit slightly warmer toned, but I don't know, similar color family. And then the pieces on it are, these are both Studio McGee from Target. I think these came in a set actually, these two. I just love them. I love the neutral colors. Again, with like the nice natural wood frame. And then this is definitely very boho, but I love this like rattan sunbeam kind of mirror. We actually originally had this switched on the other wall, but I love how it looks between these two prints. And I like how you can kind of see the pattern of the wall through the outer portion of the mirror. And then of course we have the crib. I just love this crib. Obviously all the stuff that's in it is not going to stay in there. It's kind of just for storage right now, and obviously when he sleeps in there, that's obviously not safe, but you know, for the purposes of the aesthetic and having everything together, we just have a couple things in there. But I love this crib. This is from Target. It has kind of, again, like the natural wood feet, and they kind of angle in a little bit, which I think is fun. And then it's just a nice simple white, and this is adjustable, so this can go like lower or higher depending, you know, how tall you are or what age your baby is. But it's very simple, which I love about it. I just have this little kind of like knitted pom-pom blanket thrown over the edge. I really like that blanket being there, especially because I feel like you can probably even tell from this view, a lot of the colors in that blanket really tie into the rug, with some of like the kind of mustardy oranges and some of like the kind of pale blue and green and white. And then in here we have this little Tigger here that we had custom made. It's like hand crocheted by someone local here in our town that makes, well, she's never made this before. We like commissioned this from her, but this is actually such a cute story. Ken had like a little Tigger that he was obsessed with growing up when he was younger, and he wanted to basically like replicate it for our son. So we had her kind of make it. I don't think his was like actually crocheted, but it looked very similar, had like similar features, and I think it is just the cutest thing ever. So we have that for him. And then we just have a little Dakota with, again, a bunch of more, I don't know why the little baby sloth is upside down, some more sloth stuff. That's like an anti-flat head pillow in there. And then this is the Boppy Lounger, a little sloth lovey. And I love this little crib sheet. It just says like, I love you in cursive. That's from Target. And I also love, again, with all these like green colors that are kind of tying together. Like this was kind of the main focal color I wanted in this room, but I didn't necessarily want to do a whole wall in this sage green. So we kind of pulled it in other ways. Next to the crib, we have basically like this giant wicker basket that we're gonna just use for toys. So we kind of already have a bunch of stuff in here. Just a few little fun things tossed in there. I'm sure things will like come in and out of here. As he gets older, he can just reach in and grab. And then in the corner right next to that, we have the little blanket ladder, which the ladder itself is from World Market. I think it's just so pretty. Again, it looks very natural. Like it's kind of been whittled and stained, but also it's like a little bit worn. I think it's so pretty. It's a little bit of a different tone for the room. It's not like that super warm wood, but I definitely like have some gray in the room, as you can tell. So I liked that it sort of brought that element in. And then all these blankets here are a mix of like Home Goods, TJ Maxx, Target, Marshalls. And then right above that, we have a little hanging plant. This macrame holder is from World Market. The pothos is from Lowe's, and pothoses do really well without like a ton of light, and honestly they're pretty low maintenance, so we thought that would be a good plant to have in here. And I kind of love having it in that corner. It's like kind of ties the green into the room, and like we have stuff here and we have kind of a lot like going on this side of the room, so I thought having that plant there just sort of filled this space. And I just love, the more plants and the more greenery I can have in a space, the better. So I loved that. And actually while I'm standing here, I'll show you all the light fixture that we put in here. Definitely fits in with the boho vibe, very like rattan. I feel like when you see it like next to this little sun thing, very similar tones, but we just love that. I'll turn it on real quick. It's not gonna make much of a difference because it's light out, but I really like it. That's from Amazon. It's really nicely made. I like the black detail. I like the kind of braided effect, and then it just like has like a little tube with the light in it. I love that. Super easy to install. And then flipping around to this wall, so you can also kind of see maybe a better kind of difference between the color of this wall and the rest of the walls now, with this like kind of darker beige. This is like the little book wall. So this is like another thing that I got to like match perfectly, but I don't know if you can tell, but like the greens in that world map are like the same green as the paint on the little herringbone pattern. So like I said, I really wanted this sage green to be kind of a primary focal color, but again, like not not all over the walls, not everywhere. So I thought kind of tying it in with the map and the like detail on the wall and then some of the little plants and stuff sort of made it pop without being too much. This little world map, it's kind of like a canvas, just like kind of held up with some natural wood and a rope. That is from World Market. I love this because it's, again, kind of obviously whimsical and childish and definitely meant to be in a kid's room, but also I think it's so cute. Definitely gender neutral. It's the cutest thing. It's so fun. I love all the colors in it. And then we just did these acrylic shelves for bookshelves. I know people do these a lot of ways. Some people have them like touching and just go across. Some people do really long ones. We decided to just do them all separately and do 4 rows down. We didn't want this wall to be super busy, so I thought by kind of limiting the amount of space it would inherently kind of take care of that. And this is a little bit left adjusted, by the way, because when the door is open, I'll show you when the door is open, which it probably will be a lot of the time, it's more centered. And I obviously didn't want it to be centered on the wall and then have the door opening like into a bookshelf. And then this is just a giant bear that I got honestly at like Black Friday at Target probably like 5 years ago or more, honestly. That's just been like following me around that I've had forever. So I just kind of plopped that there. I'm not sure if that's gonna stay. I kind of think it's cute, but also it might just get in the way. It might be fun for him to kind of like lean on and climb on and stuff like that. So this is the room. I'll give you all another overview at the end, but we'll go into the closet next. So I know the closet isn't really like necessarily a decorated sort of thing, but I did want to show y'all, and of course I'll give you a much more detailed breakdown of what's in here in the organization video. But this is like a little overview. So we have the hamper in there, which the hamper is like the exact same kind of gray. It's wicker, but it's the same sort of kind of tones and color gray as the blanket ladder, which I think is cool. So in here we just have one of these classic like storage cube organizers, which I feel like every closet needs, especially with baby clothes being like so short. There would just be like so much empty space. We just put one of these in here. We mounted it to the wall, of course, so that it's very safe. And then I got a bunch of these little organizer bins from Target. I'm obviously using the bins for storage, but also kind of like decoratively as well. That's another one of the little crochet items that we commissioned. It's a little sloth lovey, which is like hand stitched, and I think it is so cute. And of course there's another little sloth next to him. And then in this little corner here, which it was a lot cuter before all the clothes were in here and we're like kind of blocking it, but I just got this little hello I'm new here sign from Hobby Lobby that I'll probably fill out obviously once he's here and I know all the information. And either we'll leave it here in the corner or maybe I'll hang it somewhere. And then I just put that cute little like mini, it's fake obviously, snake plant. So that's kind of an overview of how I decorated this little cube unit. And then on this wall we just hung, I just thought this was so cute. I know you don't have to like decorate a closet obviously, but I thought this was so fun, like perfect for a little kid's room. Definitely fits with the natural wood boho kind of vibe, but also is just really cute. Again, we're just storing the hamper in here. I feel like that makes the most sense. And then we also put this little accordion hook in the back here, like on the wall behind the door. This could be multifunctional and it has a ton of hooks, so you could hang so much stuff. And this wall was just gonna kind of go to waste because obviously you can't put a shelf on here because of the door. So I thought this was a good way to kind of maximize this wall, which was completely empty, and still get some storage. And then I just recently got this, so it still has a tag on it, but I also decided for the purposes of some extra storage and making the most out of this space. Obviously this is like a pretty big closet, like this is very much a walk-in closet. There's a ton of room in here. I feel like the more storage the better. So this is the closet overview. I kind of wanted to show y'all before I had put all the clothes in so that again you can kind of see the organizer, the decor, and the shelves a little bit better, but I was not about to take all these clothes out and then rehang them for this video. So like I said, I'll give you more of a breakdown of how this is organized and what's in here in the organization video. So that's basically it. I hope I didn't miss anything or forget anything. Like I said, if y'all have any questions about where anything's from, the brand or anything like that, definitely let me know. I figured I'd show y'all another sweep of it with the closet open and the door open just so you can kind of get a full picture. We just love it. I love how it came out. I love just like sitting in this corner and just being in here. And of course I'm so excited to have him in here as well. And as you saw, like there's these 2 giant windows, so you get a ton of natural light. I'm so excited. I'm so glad I got to show y'all. And then actually real quick, I just wanted to show y'all what this looks like with the changing pad on it. And as you can probably tell, this matches the crib sheet. So that's what that looks like on top of the dresser. guys, so that is everything for this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. I am just so in love with it. Like every moment that I spend in here, I love it. And I know obviously once he's here, it will be even more magical and more special. And I'm just so thankful and excited to have a space that I really love, that I find just like so calming and so peaceful. And I think that's kind of what you need in a nursery. I love the way it came together. I'm so excited about it. If y'all need links for anything, I know I mentioned like a ton of random stuff. So if y'all have questions about where anything's from or need links, just let me know in the comments down below. And thank you so much for watching. I hope that you liked it and I hope that you enjoyed. If you would like to subscribe, we would love to have you. We have so much fun here. And until next time, I will see y'all in our next video. Bye guys.